So if you hadn't realized it, we flipped the seasonal page from summer to fall. So what do you get when you take one of fall's most popular fruits and Italianize it? Well, you get an apple calzone. And because I can, and because I did, that's what we're doing.
Hey YouTube peeps! Well, here we are. The end of summer is, well, a day away. Fall is beginning. And what does that mean? It means a lot of different things. For me, what does fall mean? The air is going to get crisper. The days are going to get shorter. There are going to be some little kids showing up at my door here soon, begging for candy. I'm going to have to scare the hell out of them. And what else? Apples. That's what fall means to me. Apples. I've got to have something that kind of diverts me from getting all grumpy, because when the leaves start falling, I get a little bit grumpy. Right, Lori? She's just shaking her head, yep. So what are we going to do? Well, apples. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to actually make apple calzones. You understand? Apple calzone? Yep, apple calzone. You know, there's apple turnovers, there's, apple strudel, you name it. There's apple something, apple cobbler, apple pie. Why not apple calzones? And you know what? Because you can. I'm going to do it because you can. Because I can, and I want to. So, how are we going to do it? I've got 3 apples here. I've got some prepared pizza dough. Don't be afraid to use this stuff. It's good stuff. I don't want to mess around with making a lot of dough right now. I want to do something quick. So, stores these days, grocery stores these days, are carrying some decent pizza dough. So, hey, take advantage of it. If you want to make a quick dough, use it. And I got a few other ingredients. So as I put them together, I'll tell you what they are. And we're going to bake the calzones in an air fryer. Yep, you heard it right, an air fryer. So hey, let me get a few things together here. I'm going to peel some apples, I'm going to dice some apples, we'll get them on the stove, we'll cook it down a little bit, we'll get our dough out, we'll make some little calzone doughs, some rounds, and then we'll get this thing baked off, and hopefully we'll have some nice apple calzones. You heard that right, apple calzones. Alrighty, so I got 3 apples here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a peel on them. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want most of the peel off. If there's a little bit on the apple, no big deal. So I'll get the peels off these. Maybe I'll get the peels of the dogs. 1 down, 2 to go. Alright, now that we have our apples peeled, let's go ahead and dice them. So what I'm going to do is kind of cut them here around the core. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we take these, and we'll just kind of put a dice on them. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. And then through the magic of my editing software, we'll probably speed this up for you. Alrighty, apples are diced up. Saucepan is ready. What I'm going to do to the saucepan is I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. 2.5. That to the side. I'm going to go ahead and add my apples. Then we're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now I'm going to take the apples over to the stove and we're going to cook them for a few moments. So just going to cook them just a little bit, just to make them a little bit al dente. You could put these in raw just like this, but I prefer to cook them down a little bit. So we'll be right back, and we'll be over at the stove when we pick back up. Okay, so we have these over the stove. I've got the stove on about a medium heat. And we're just going to toss this around a little bit. Oop, again, piece of apple that wasn't quite cut there. The butter is already melting. And so we'll cook this down. Alright, I also want to add about juice of a half a lemon, just so that the apples don't brown. So there we go. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of flour to this mixture. Kind of making like a roux. Give this a stir in, only till the flour is all nicely incorporated. And to this, I'm going to add about a half a cup of apple cider. Bend that down, make a nice kind of like sauce. There we go. And let that thicken up. That's looking really good. Alrighty, that's about done. Alrighty, it's time for the dough. Now, let me tell you about the dough. When you buy it from the grocery store, it's in the refrigeration section. You bring it home, you put it in your refrigerator. When you're getting ready to use it, you should take it out and bring it to room temperature for at least an hour. You don't want to be messing around with stiff dough. You want this to loosen up a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is I have one of these balls that I bought, and I'm going to go ahead and get it on my board here, and I'm going to divide it out into 4 equal pieces, or as equal as I can get them. Basically, we'll cut it in the middle, get that in the middle, get that in the middle. Then we take these and make little balls out of them. There you go. Now I'm going to let those rest for about another 15 minutes or so, because they're kind of wound up right now. I want them to loosen up so it makes it even easier to handle them. Now while my dough is resting, I also want to prep my other filling that's going to go in with my apples. And I've got some fresh ricotta here. So I'm going to take my ricotta and put about 4 tablespoons of ricotta in my bowl here. And I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon sugar to my ricotta. Probably about a teaspoon. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Maybe I should call these, I don't know, cannoli calzones. This is going to be good. It better be good, because I'm totally winging this. Never made this. Just kind of popped in my head. Said go for it. Alright, so my ricotta and my cinnamon sugar is mixed up. Looking good there. The dough's almost ready, so I can start working with my dough. I'm going to go ahead and move things out of my way, and we'll start getting assembled here real quick. Okay, looks like our doughs are ready to be handled. So what I do is I take a dough and I put it right in my board here, and I start pressing in the middle outwards. Flip it over, get in the middle, press it outwards, and then start forming this dough up. Almost like I'm making a pizza dough, but with a real small piece. And these are calzones, so they're going to be small. We're not making strombolis, we're making calzone. I probably could have let these go about another 10 minutes, but they'll be alright. And if you need to, use a rolling pin, like I'm about to right now, you can do that as well. Just keep turning your dough. And there we go. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. just almost start to see through that. Just about right. Let that one rest a little bit over there. Now we'll work on the next one. Again, pushing down in the middle, pushing out. See if I can do this one by hand. We'll see how it goes. Then we'll compare after they're cooked. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this, work it. I could get it on my hand, but it's too small. Can't do it. So I'm just going to have to keep pulling it here. Starting to get there. This one's going to look a lot more rustic. And when we go to put these down, we'll put the bottom side up so the smoother part will be on the outside. That's not looking too bad for being hand pulled. I can make some mini pizzas. What do you think, Lori? So your eyes are going on like that, and we're just about there. Yeah. Hand pulled. Looking good. Looks like there might have been a little hole there, but nope. We're good. So, I mean, not too bad. Compared. About the same size. Maybe a little bit smaller on this side here. See if I can push it out a little bit further. Pull it a little bit more. Without tearing it, which I just did. And if you tear it, just take it and fold it over. And it's all fixed. Alright. Got the smooth side is down. Get that out of my way. We'll go ahead in and put some of our ricotta in here. So I get about 2 tablespoons each. And then we'll go in with our apples. We're in about 3 tablespoons. There we go. Maybe we'll go in a little bit more, huh? Oh, there we go. Yep. Don't want that. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and take it, fold it over, and crimp the sides. Okay. And if you hear that heavy breathing, that's my dog. You probably can't hear it, but we can hear it. He's getting a little old. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the edge of this and I'm kind of turning it over. You want to get a really good seal on this. There we go. Roll it over a little bit. We don't want anything leaking out. I got a little tear there. We'll see how it comes out. Alrighty, look at that, looking good. So now, what we're going to do is get a little egg wash. I took 1 egg and a couple tablespoons of water, mixed it together really nicely. We'll go ahead and give this a coating. Make sure we get the edge. Everything's nice and coated here. And then take a little bit of cinnamon sugar and we'll give it a sprinkle. Alright, last thing to do is to pop them into our air fryer. Alright. Next thing to do is to get this in the air fryer. I have a air fryer parchment paper. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Put the parchment paper in the bottom. We'll go ahead and give that a bit of a spray. Then we'll go ahead and put our calzones carefully in. And I kind of messed that up. We'll fix that. Get that in there. Give some more cinnamon sugar there. Give it a little bit of spray. Get it in. Air fry 15 minutes, 360 degrees. Start. We'll let this cook. It is done cooking. Take this out and look at those. They look darn good. Let me see if I can just grab the paper. And no, that's not working very good. Nah. Well, I guess the paper did its thing. They slid right off the paper. Come in here with my spatula. See if I can keep them puncturing them, which I think I just did. Yeah, which I did. Alright, so I messed up one of them. I think what I'm going to do is I don't want to mess up the other one. So I'm going to go and just pull it out like that. And we won't pay too much attention to that. Alrighty. Now, while they were cooking, I went ahead and made a little bit of a glaze. And all I did was I took some powdered sugar and just a little bit of milk, like a couple drops of milk, mixed it all together for your typical glaze, and I'm just gonna kind of do a drizzle. Just kind of drizzle it on there. Make it look like that. I could probably do a better job at it. But hey, that's what it is. Moment of truth. I have no idea what awaits for me inside of there. I'm just gonna cut it right down the middle. Back end kind of blew out a little bit. And wow, that looks good. It looks hot though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of cut into this and give it a taste. You might want to put like a scoop of ice cream on top of that. But, oh my. Alrighty, here it goes. Move over, apple pie, because the apple calzone is in town. And that is kicking. You saw how easy it is to make this. You know, you got pizza dough around, you want to stop by your favorite pizza shop and get some dough. You want to make your own, you want to stop at the grocery store, you got apples, try this out. It is banging with a capital B. I think I've used that before. So hey, this week's shout out is to all those Navy culinary specialists or wannabe Navy culinary specialists, because they're not culinary specialists yet. The ones going through A school that just got out of boot camp. Hey, this shout out is to you, and hopefully you're kicking it in A school, and I know you're eager to get out there in the fleet and start using some of your new skills. So hey, this shout outs to all you new CSs or wannabe CSs out there. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, most importantly share. Right over here, go ahead and punch my logo, and that makes it a lot easier for you to subscribe. And it's free, it's free. Hit the little notification bell as well. So until next time, we'll see you. Thanks.